If you're joining us tonight for the first time, we're seeing Srimad Bhagavat Puran, Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran, Baba likes to call it. Mahapuran. Indeed, so to hai, Mahapuran hi hai. Kyunki it forms the icing on the cake of all the Puranas, this Bhagavat Mahapuran. It doesn't leave out any of the Upanishadic teachings. It doesn't leave out any of the Vedic teachings. It doesn't leave out any of the other Puranic teachings. And it doesn't leave out any of the Bhakti Marga. This Bhagavat Mahapuran has everything in it. And if you were to study in this lifetime, you will not ever finish. You see, in these 7 days, we are taking one story. And that we're finding much difficulty in getting through. So if you're joining us tonight for the first time, we are seeing now the Samudra Manthan. Samudra Manthan means the churning of the Milky Ocean. And I explained to you on previous nights that the churning of the Milky Ocean represents vichar. Vichar. Vichara means constant reflection, contemplation, rumination, pondering, masticating the ideas of the Upanishads, ideas of the Shastras. We have to think. We have to go on thinking. That is the privilege only of the human being. The animals cannot think. The human being has this great privilege to think. And so, think his way across this great darkness of Maya. Look here. In a room that is dark and filled with furniture, if you have to walk, what do you have to do? You have to feel, isn't it? You have to feel your way through a dark room. But this sansar, with light shining, with this light shining and the sun shining, things are still dark. So now how you will feel your way through? We are still existing in the ocean of darkness, isn't it? That is why it is said in the prayer, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. What do you mean? From darkness lead me to light. What darkness? The place is bright. Baba put nice light here. That is this cricket ground is lighting whole night. Look, on how bright. Then what darkness? Means the darkness of ignorance. With light lighting and the sun shining and all of these things, still light darkness. So that's a different type of darkness. You can't feel your way. What you'll do? So the instrument that we have to use to glide across this Maya, that instrument is called the intellect. And that we have to go on utilizing, thinking. See, all of us have a body, mind, and intellect. Animals have a body and mind. We have body, mind, and intellect. So now see, if I do not use this intellect, which distinguishes me from the animal kingdom, so I'm only using my body and mind. If I do not use this intellect, then what difference is there between us and the rest of the animal kingdom? There's no difference. Therefore, the scriptures tell, we have to go on thinking. Avichara krito bandha, vicharena nivartaye. That the bondage is caused by absence of thinking. And by thinking only, we'll come out from this darkness or this bondage which we are talking about. So we have to constantly think. So the churning of the ocean is this thinking. Now, see, let me tell you something about this world. Anytime you engage in any good karma, you pick up anything good in this world, well, brace yourself for all the obstacles that are going to come. Anything good. It appears as though the world is so structured that if we are doing anything wrong or anything bad, no obstacles. It is, especially in Trinidad today, in these days. Anything bad anybody doing, no obstacles. In fact, they might help them. Anything good, all obstacles will come. So, in this churning process, which is the most wonderful exercise you can ever engage in, means vichar, you will find so many obstacles now. You will find so many impediments on the way. And that will come up also in this story. We'll see that. Huh? Now, I told that the Milky Ocean is the vast ocean of consciousness. You are thinking in a medium of consciousness. Thoughts are only modifications of consciousness only. Every thought that you have in your mind is nothing but a modified bit of consciousness. Consciousness taken on name and form. And that is a thought in the mind. So the whole thinking process is nothing but consciousness modifying itself constantly, as though, and forming thoughts in the mind, and each one distinct and distinguishable from the other one. And that is how we have thought flowing in the mind. So now, with that thought, I am really churning the ocean of consciousness, and from that, many things will come out. Now, you have this sheet from last night, no? We have to go to the next one today. These are verses from the Bhagavad Mahapuran. Bhagavan is telling, when we left it last night, let us see that last verse. What he tells the Devatas? He tells the there are many of you who would have come tonight for the first time only. So I have to tell you how they ended up. Now, quickly I tell you in 1 or 2 minutes. How they ended up churning this ocean. What happened? Durvasa Muni gave a shrap to all the Devatas in Swarga. And the shrap came upon the Devatas because of some impertinence on the part of the Raja, the king. That also has a very simple message in it. Well, if we do bad actions, but that will have some consequences, isn't it? If we do good actions, that also has consequences. The consequences are good. If we have bad actions, the consequences are undesirable. We don't like. Nobody like. It is an amazing thing about human being, you know. The human being is such that he does good actions and he gets good results, he likes them. He does bad actions and he gets bad results, he doesn't like. He doesn't want to bear it also. He doesn't want to receive it also, isn't it? But we should be strong enough and bold enough and sincere enough that, look, if I have done the action, let me take the result. And look, in this matter, you have no choice also. In this matter, we have no choice to get that result. Sooner or later, sometime or the next, the result is going to come. So we might as well bear it right away. So right away, immediately when Durvasa Muni gave that shrap, the Devatas and all started becoming old and wrinkled and weak and powerless. And the Asuras realized that these fellows have become weak. They unleashed a severe onslaught on these Asuras, on these Devatas. And the Devatas ran helter-skelter everywhere, taking refuge in all different corners of the universe. Some of them came to earth also. I don't know if it had any hiding in bamboo. So, there might be, because the bamboo has space. Inside the bamboo there is space. No? It's a good place to hide. So anyway, eventually they regrouped and they went to Brahmaji. Brahmaji said, okay, let's go to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva said, oh, let us all go to Lord Vishnu. And they propitiated Lord Vishnu. We saw that. Long stuti. And Lord appeared before them. And then he now started giving directions to them. And last night in that last verse which we saw, what is the direction? See. Sahayena maya devaha nirmantadvam atandritaha kleshabhajo bhavishyanti daityayuyam phalagraha. I will help you, he said. Go and churn the Milky Ocean, and I will help you. Sahaya maya devaha. Oh Devas, I will help you to along the way. And we say that anytime we pick up any good karma also, please always remember Bhagwan is there. The thing is, we forget Bhagwan. We are looking for, our mind goes on the fruit of or the result of the action. Bhagwan says, not only that, you will churn the milky ocean along with the asuras, and all the hardship will be borne by the asuras, and all the results will come to you. That is an amazing thing. And I explained that last night, how such a thing is possible in the universe also. You see, it is said that every action has its result, right? Its fruit. Every action has a result. So how Bhagwan is telling them, Devas and Asuras both go and churn the Milky Ocean. And when the Amrit comes out from that Milky Ocean, I will help you to get it. Then Bhagwan seems to be taking sides. So I'm telling, because of our karmas, look at our own personal karmas, right? In this world, there are many, many things which we take without giving anything in return. Bhagwan Shri Krishna calls that in Bhagavad Gita, it's called stealing. It means we take from the world, we take from society, we take from humanity, but we don't give anything in return. So we take. And there are many people who give many things and do not take. So the people who take, and they don't give, some time along the way, they will have to give back everything. And the people who go on giving without taking anything, somewhere along the road, along the line, these people will get. You see? So that is Bhagwan is seeing that. He could foresee that. That this churning of the Milky Ocean is an instance when this will happen. The Devatas will not bear all the hardship like the Asuras. The Asuras will bear all the hardship, and the result will go contrary. Because of karma only, redistribution. The universe has built into it a perfect law of redistribution. Huh? Don't ever think that you can escape. A perfect law. There are people in this world today who sit down, I'm giving you the two sides of it and show you how there is a perfect law of redistribution in this universe. There are people in this world today who sit down in offices and they do nothing. Right? And they get pay. Really, Swamiji? Yes, I'm telling. Swamiji, how you know? Arey bhai, I used to be one of those people. I used to work in a government office also. And I used to reach to work at 8 o'clock. And by 9 o'clock, I'm finished work. Finished working. And in getting money. And everybody in the department was doing the same thing. Same thing. In fact, the culture is so bad that something that you can finish in 5 minutes, they make sure that you finish it in 2 weeks. So what actually is going on? Taking without giving. You're supposed to be giving your service, your labor, your time, You're supposed to be giving like that. That is why it's called civil service. But people take and don't give. That is what is going on in one part of the world. People sitting, doing nothing and getting money. And I see it happening so often, everywhere. Then, there's another part of the world, again, which I have seen with my own eyes. Children are being bought from the village. You could go and buy as many children as you want. And bring them in your factory and put them to sit down and do work whole day. And the children get nothing. So one not working and getting pay. And one working and getting no pay. Well, you're seeing two sides of the world or what? Huh? I remember going with my hostess to repurchase a girl that was sold. The girl was sold from the girl was a sister of one of the workers of my hostess. And the worker told, my father sold my sister. And I went with the mistress to repurchase the girl. So I'm not telling you what I've heard. This is what is going on today. And this is the world where those who are not working and getting, and those who are working and not getting. The world has a perfect redistribution law built into it. So when we take and we do not give, someday, someplace, we will be caught by this law. This is an instance which is going on here. Bhagavan is seeing that now. The Asuras would have taken the past and not given. And today they will have to slave and work and sweat and exert. And in the end, who will get the result? Devatas. The Asuras would have done that. And the Devatas somewhere in the past would have done so much and not look for anything in return. And today they will get all the return. Why is it not possible? That is what goes on in the universe. So when Bhagavan tells you, don't worry, go. He could see, Divya Chakshu uske paas hai. So, don't think that the Lord is once. The Lord is just telling what is going to result. He's not telling what He is going to do. He's not doing anything. But there is a law of karma there. So the Lord doesn't have to do anything. You go and you'll see, He tells. Now see the next page. Yuyam tadanumodadhvam. Yuyam tadanumodadhvam. Yadicchantya surasuraha. Nasamrambhe nasiddhyanti. Sarvartha santvaya yatha. Most wonderful thing the Lord is telling, And this is a prince. I told you the Lord's words to the Devas. Every line has some great message for our life. Where He's telling, oh my dear Devas, you go there and you make friends with the Asuras, and whatever they propose, you agree to it. You need them to help you churn the... Now see, one question will come up, right? Bhagavan is telling the Devatas, go and churn the milky ocean. Amrit will come out. You drink the Amrit, and then all this old age and disease and all the, suffering which you're having now, it will all go away. In other words, it will reverse the curse of Durvasa Muni. So go and churn the ocean and drink that nectar which comes out. Now, why did Bhagavan did not just tell, okay, all Devatas, split yourself in two. And half of the Devatas on this side and half of the Devatas on that side. Why you need the Asuras? But there's a simple solution. You just split the Devatas in two, and they were enough in numbers. They're countless in numbers. Split them in two and go and churn yourself. Why you need the Asuras? This runs to the very root of Hindu metaphysics. I hinted that to you already on previous days. I'm telling you that this universe cannot proceed without both positive and negative. That is the first thing. Your thinking process, or the churning, which I'm telling you about, that vichar, that also cannot proceed without thesis and antithesis. Thesis, antithesis. You must have both. That is, thinking is all about that only. For example, you say, I have gotten it. It's a positive affirmation. I've gotten it. I understand. somewhere along the line, something happens. Somebody says something else, and you realize, I have not understood. I thought I understood. So there's a positive affirmation, then there's a negation. And this is what thinking is all about. Even in your own mind, you're juggling ideas, positive and negative, or affirmation and refutation. My mind is telling me like this, but it can't be like that because some other thought is telling me like that. You see? So the discursive process, this is how it goes on in the mind. There is this twin stroke of the mind, like a twin stroke engine, you know, what is that? Two-stroke engine. So the thinking process is what is being symbolized, and there will be thesis and antithesis. There will be affirmation and there will be refutation constantly in the mind. And through that we come upon truth. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. This is why I'm telling you we need the asuras also, because for thinking, for reflection, contemplation, whatever you are doing, you need to have both positive and negative. So now the Guru tells, do you know? You are limitless. The Upanishad tells. Huh? Even Tulsidaji tells in simpler Ramayana. What is that? That verse all of you will be knowing. ईश्वर अंश जीव विनाशी चेतन अमल सहज सुख राशि this individual is of the same nature as Ishvara. That is the short message in that verse. Same nature as Ishvara. Same exact nature. So when the Guru tells you, your nature is Satchidananda. Ananda? But I am miserable all the time. So the Guru makes a positive affirmation. Your nature is Satchit Ananda. So then there's the other opposite thought in your mind now. I'm not Ananda. Not even if my name is Ananda, I don't feel Ananda. Then you start thinking now, what does the Guru mean by this? And you come upon some little bit of knowledge. But then you have another doubt and no, still it cannot be like that, you know. So I'm telling, this is how the whole thinking process goes on. And here, the Devatas will represent the positive affirmations in the mind, and the Asuras will represent the negative refutations. And you need that for the whole process to go on. So this is how the Lord tells, go now and make friends with the Asuras. I told you it's not a simple story. It's not just any little story that you read before you go to sleep. This story requires some deep reflection and analysis. Otherwise, Devtas themselves just split themselves into and churn. What is it? What will happen? No churning will take place. If you only have positive affirmations in your mind, there is no reflection. So go now and make friends with them. And what I told you already, yesterday we saw, that their time is now favorable. Your time, you're in a down time. Because karma fructifies in time only. All the result of karma fructifies in time. So there is good time and there is bad time. That is why when they say in English, you have heard 1,000 times. When it rains, it pours. Means when everything starts going bad. Oh, vapre, watch out. So now it is their time. So now go and make friends with them, and anything they say, yuyam tad anumodatvam. You agree to what they say. Yadichanti asuraha or suraha means whatever they demand of you, O devatas, agree. Say yes. Nasaram, and then the lesson is in that last part of the verse now. Nasamrambhena siddhyanti. You achieve nothing. You achieve nothing by conflict. You achieve nothing by conflict. Sarva arthaha santvaya yatha. You achieve all things by cooperation, by negotiation, by friendship, by coming together, amalgamation, all such things. You will achieve so many things. And when there is constant bickering and fighting and constant disagreement, nobody will achieve anything. And we see that everywhere in every country of the world, not only in our country. Everywhere. Right now, the United States is fighting a big battle. What is that? Half of the people saying, sell more guns. Other half of the people saying, ban all guns. No agreement. What will you achieve? We're back to square one. All of whatever is going on now, everybody will be back to square one again. Not that it will solve nothing. And we see the same type of issues in our country every single day. So the Purana is telling, Bhagavan is telling, Nasamrambhena siddhyanti. By this conflict and this constant bickering, nothing will be achieved. So go and make friends with them. See next verse. Nabhetavyam kalakutat Vishajjaladhi sambhavat Lobhakaryo navo jatuhu Roshakamastu vastushu Nabhetavyam kalakutat Vishajjaladhi sambhavat. It means that when you churn, Kalakuta will come out. What is Kalakuta? Poison. Poison. You know? Halahal. I mean, so many names are there for that poison. The poison which Lord Shiva drinks. When you churn the ocean, this poison will come out. Now, it is quite significant or not? Do you know? When you sit down, let us say, and you're going to do some vichar, or you're going to think now. The moment you sit down and you start thinking, that time, instead of any good thoughts coming, what come? Oh. Suppose you said, today I'm going to meditate. Pratasmarami Hridisam spuradatmatattvam Satchit sukham paramaham sagatim turiyam. In the early morning, I meditate on that supreme reality which is of nature of Satchitananda, on which the great rishis, yogis and all meditate. That time, instead of your mind staying on Rishi Muni, Satchitananda, all of this thing, oh man, the vilest, most wickedest thought come only That time. And if those do not come, then the neighbor chonke some pot. Right? And it's not any vegetable. You know what I'm talking about? Only when you decide to do that. So it means the poisonous thoughts emerge. So Bhagavan said, Navyetavyam. Don't get scared or frightened or anything when the poison comes out. Many other things also will come out. And he tells a very nice thing there now. Lobha. This thing will cover my. Lobha karyo navo jatu rosha kamastu vastushu. All these vastus, means all the objects that will come out. He tells, with regard to objects, attractions, things of the world, that will be the symbolism. He said many objects will come out from this milky ocean. These four things I don't want you to have, Bhagavan is telling. When those objects come out. What is it? Lobha, greed. Rosha, anger. Kamaha, desire. And Lobha, Rosha, Kama. Three only it has. Three things. Lobha, Rosha and Kama. There is Kama, Krodha, Lobha. These three. In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says there are 3 doors to hell. 3 doors to hell, he says. What are the 3 doors to hell? The same 3. Same 3. Kama, Krodha, Lobha. Means desire, anger and greed. They're the 3 doors to hell. Tulsidas, you write very nicely, see.
क्रोध मद लोभ सब नाथ नरक के पंथो राम नाम नरक के पंथ सब परिहरि रघुबीर बजहु बजहि जेहि संत सिया अवर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम उमापति महादेव की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम.
Ravan is telling, Vibhishan is telling to Ravan this verse. My dear Ravan, Kam, Krodha, Mad, Lobha, Sabha, Nath, Narak ke Panth, he calls them Nath only. They are the doors to hell. What is that? Kam, Krodha, Mada and Lobha. He adds one more. Tulsidas ji inserts one more there. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is saying only 3 doors to hell. What is that? Kam, Krodha, Lobha. Desire, anger and greed. Tulsidas ji inserts one more. Kam, Krodha, Lobha, and one more is Mada. Mada means arrogance. So in Ramayana, 4 doors to hell. You are safer reading Gita. The chances of going to hell in Gita it becomes less by 25%, isn't it? So anyway, Bhagavan is telling now to the Devatas, so many things will come out from that milky ocean while you are churning. It means to say, when I have entered upon this path of vichar or spiritual practice or whatever it is, so many things will come in my life to tempt me. I should not have kam, krodha or lobha, desire, anger or greed, because they could quickly pull me away from this whole exercise, spiritual path. That is the idea. Things emerge. Let me tell you something. Only when you are doing well, things emerge. Suppose you are concentrating very well. And your mind is steady, stable. Na ingate sa upama. Bhagwan Shri Krishna like a flame. That time only when you're doing well, the earthquake starts. Then the whole place starts shaking. The obstacles come when you're doing the best. So Bhagavan is saying, don't get sidetracked, don't get stolen away by anything of the world. Don't let anything take away your mind. Now, having told the devatas like this, the Lord sent them away to their respective place. You all go back now. I've given you enough. I've told you what to do. Now go and do it. Instead of just being told what to do, you have to just do it. There are many people who, even after being told what to do, they just go and sit down also. They do nothing. There are 3 types of people in the world, you know. One type, they make things happen. The second time, they watch things happen. And the last time, they ask, what happened? What? Oh, Bapre. So the Devta just did not go there and sit down. Bhagavan Vedvyas, he tells now, Iti Devan Samadishya. You have to watch the paper, that is written there. Iti Devan Samadishya. Bhagavan Purushottamaha. Tesham antardadhe rajan. Swachandagatiriishwaraha. What a nice description of Bhagavan also. Such words, I tell you, you know, in language, if you could understand that language in the original, but that thing is so sweet, I tell you. I'll give you a simple example. You know, the great poet of India, the first person of India to ever win the Nobel Prize in literature was a person by the name of Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore, who was Bengali by birth, he won that Nobel Prize way back in 1913, as early as that, I think. 1913, somewhere there. He wrote his Gitanjali in Bengali. And he himself translated that Bengali into English. So when I first read that Gitanjali, of course I don't know Bengali, so I read in English. When I first read that Gitanjali in English, every hair was standing on end for the entire period of reading. I mean, there's such a tremendous and potent piece of poetry. And if you haven't read that in this lifetime, please get that Gitanjali and make sure that you read it. But I was so moved by that thing. And after reading it and all, I met a Bengali fellow. And I said, man, you're Bengali? Yeah. I just read your Gitanjali in English. He said, oh, you have not read anything. If you could have read that in Bengali, in the original language, then you would have read something, you know. Can you imagine? See the effect the English had on me? What if I was able to read that thing in Bengali? And that's why on one of the previous nights I was telling you, language is such a great vessel to carry culture and philosophy and religion and tradition and heritage and so many things language carries. And when you lose the language, you lose the essence of that thing. So there, when I just saw the word there describing Bhagavan, that thing struck me like that. But then let me tell you the other words first. Iti devan samadishya. Like this, Bhagavan Vishnu, he told the devas, guided the devas, taught them, instructed them, do like this. Huh? And the message which he gave is the messages which he gave, they are messages for all of humanity for all times, which we have been seeing these last few days. Huh? Learn to make compromise. Learn to settle things in a more amicable way. You get together and work together as a community, as a people. All the time fighting. Opposing just for the sake of opposing. So all the messages give. And when on the path of sadhana, make sure that you don't give way to kama, krodha and lobha, greed and anger and desire and all of these things. They'll ruin you on the path of sadhana. So messages that he's giving to the devatas are messages for life, for all times, for all communities, for all societies. And then having taught them like this now, Bhagavan Purushottamaha Tesham Antardathe, O Rajan, the Lord disappeared. Antardathe means he disappeared. O Rajan means what? Rajan. It means Shukadeva is telling to Parikshit Maharaj, he was a king. So Rajan. Swachhanda gatihi Ishwaraha. Bhagavan is described here as Swachhanda gatihi. Let me tell you what it means. It means the Lord, now I have to tell you in English. The Lord by himself is Swatantra. Swatantra means the Lord is free and dependent on nobody. You know, the jiva who is here also, who is inside, I told you he is of the same nature. So by our nature, we is free and dependent on nothing. But look at the state we have found ourselves in. We have become so bound, so dependent, and people have become, our lives become given to the mercy of little things. A little thing in life could control our life. It's how dependent we become on little things. I was doing Bhagavad Gita at one place, lectures. So one lady came, she says, Swamiji, yesterday I could not come to your class, your Bhagavad Gita class. I said, oh, that is too bad. But of course, I also did not know who came and who did not come. I said, too bad you could not come. So I left, I put full stop right there. She said, but Swamiji, you know why I could not come? Now what okay, tell me why. Why you could not come? Because everybody went away from the house. And I was alone in the house, and the dog was there, and there was nobody to stay with the poor dog. Arey, you gave up Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan, everything for the dog. Kya baat hai? It means our life gets tied to so many little things, and we lean on those things, we depend on those things, and we are controlled by those things, isn't it? We are controlled by those things. Huh? One fellow, I was living at one place at one time. One man, he was a smoker, right? So he went to the doctor. I don't know, he had so many problems of high blood pressure, clogged arteries. I don't know how many things he had. The doctor said, stop smoking. So I came to his house to see how he was doing, because I knew he went to the doctor, right? When I came to his house, I saw him going towards the back of the house. I said, where are you going? He said, I'm going to get a cigarette. Where is the cigarette? I hid it under the step. He hid his own cigarette. This had to be a real funny thing, you know. That is like that immortal story which I tell you, I think is so wonderful, you know. Two bosses are discussing how their two servants are so dim-witted. Dim-witted. In English, simple English, foolish. So the two bosses describing how their servants are so foolish. So one boss said, my servant is more foolish than your servant. So the other boss said, no, I don't think so. He said, yes, I'll show you. Look here. He called his servant. He gave him $5. He said, I want you to take this $5 and go to the market and buy me a Mercedes Benz. With $5, huh? The servant said, yes, sir. He took the $5 and went away. The other boss said, no, you don't know. My servant is worse than that. He called his servant. He said, you go home to my house and check and see if I am there. That servant said, yes, boss. And he went there. So now when they went out on the street, the two servants met up now on the street. So the first servant told the second one, he said, my boss is real stupid, you know. My boss is real stupid. He gave me $5 and he told me to go to the market and buy a Mercedes Benz. But he's so stupid, he doesn't know today is Saturday and the market closed. The other servant said, nothing, my boss more stupid than that. Really? What your boss did? He told me to go home and check and see if he's there. But he's so stupid, he have a phone, he could have called home and find out. So this is exactly it. He went and hid his own cigarette. So I asked him, so who did you hide it from? From me. There are really things like this going on in the world. He hid his own cigarette from himself. But I told you all of this story only to tell you how people become dependent on a little thing. Bhagavan is called a swachhanda gati. Swachhanda. Totally independent, not depending on a single thing. And we become dependent from the moment we are born. If my mother is not there, isn't it? Dependent from the moment we are born. And this dependency syndrome he carries all the way to his grave also. Huh? He tells the undertaker, don't bury me in this cheap coffin, bury me in this expensive one. Why? When he goes, he wants to go in style. So he is dependent on the little kudos that he is going to get from the attendees of that funeral, that the man went in style. You know, they'll say, that time he cannot see anything or hear anything, but still they should say, you know, he imagines that they will say he went in style. Dependence it is. Dependence syndrome. So Bhagavan is swachhanda gatihi, totally independent. And that is how we should make our life also. Independent of all things. Simple things sometimes. Huh? We become slave to that thing. Atatasme bhagavate namaskritya pitamaha bhavascha jagmatu swam swam dhamope yur balim suraha atha tasmai bhagavate namaskritya pitamaha. Pitamaha means Brahmaji. Brahmaji did namaskar then to Lord Vishnu, and so did Lord Shiva also. They did namaskar, and jagmatuhu swam swam dhama. So they went to their respective homes, abode. Then the devatas now, who had this problem, being instructed by the Lord like this, they went to Upeyuhu Balim Suraha. Suraha Upeyuhu. All the devatas, they went to the great king, now King Bali. King Bali. Now see, how the Lord, He's Swachhanda. He's free, independent, He is unafflicted by anything, unsmitten by anything, and He's just there. And really He wants nothing or has nothing to achieve. He has achieved everything in the world already. I mean, everything is His. But still that Lord has so much of compassion and love for everybody. And they come there, He still tries to offer some solution. He tries to seek the welfare of the devatas. He tries to uplift the world, even though he has nothing to achieve. Bhagavan Shri Krishna also tells Arjuna in 3rd chapter of Gita that I have nothing to do in this world. I have nothing to achieve. What is it? But I still go on doing. The Lord is there. Because you know why? Because Bhagavan is too sweet. Bhagavan is overly sweet. I feel if you get too close to the Lord, you might get diabetes. Because Bhagavan is so sweet. This Lord has the welfare of the universe as His only preoccupation. We have our welfare as our only preoccupation. But the Lord is so selfless that He only has one preoccupation and has nothing to do with Himself. It has to do with the world. That is when the person becomes the sweetest person in the world. And the person who is always only concerned about himself and who is preoccupied only with himself, he is the bitterest person in the world. And he gets bitter very fast. Because he is only concerned with his selfish ends and motives. And so if you only get in the way, in a moment he becomes bitter. If anybody gets in his way. So that Lord is said to be, in the Stuti, he is praised as Madhuradhipati. Madhuradhipati means he is the Lord of happiness, the master, the king of happiness. What a great appellation for the Lord. Madhuradhipati. We'll sing and see. This, but I tell you the meaning. Adharam madhuram, vadanam madhuram, nayanam madhuram, hasitam madhuram, hridayam madhuram, gamanam madhuram, madhuratipate, akhilam madhuram. Everything about the Lord is so sweet. His lips are sweet. His face is sweet. Vadanam. Nayanam, his eyes are sweet. Hasitam, his smile is the sweetest. I remember when we saw this in the beginning, on the first day, first or second day, I told you that Bhagavan always has a smile on his face. That is how you know, actually, spiritual people are always very pleasant. It is called as prasanna vadanam. Spiritual people are always very pleasant in their countenance. Face look always very pleasant. If that face is not looking pleasant, then that spirituality is not there. That means to say you have to keep smiling. If you get up with a long face, I told you, na. Some people say, oh man, I saw that fellow's face first thing this morning. And I'm having a bad day all day. Prasanna vadana, keep a nice smiley face, pleasant looking face, peaceful face all the time. So here the Lord's face also is so vadanam madhuram, sweet. You want to look at it. Nayanam, his eyes, and hasitam, smiling all the time. Sweet smile. Hridayam madhuram, his sweetheart. The Lord is described. Sweetheart. His heart is sweet. And gamanam madhuram. Gamanam means his gait, the way he walks. Gait means not the gate in front of his house. Gait means his stride. The way he walks. It's so sweet. Tulsidas describes it when he's a baby, how he's walking. Thumuk chalat Ramchandra. You know that song? That bhajan? Thumuk chalat Ramchandra. He's bumping and walking. And dharam he falls. And in those days, no pampas. Say no buffer. There's no buffer for him. Anyway, he falls down like that. But anyway, now see this, adharam, madhuram, this very wonderful stuti of Lord Krishna, which describes him as so sweet. Govinda Hare, Gopal. See, just names of, for the chorus, the refrain, Govinda Hare, Gopal Hare. Two names, right? Govinda Hare, Hare, Gopal Hare. Nandalal Hare, Shri Krishna Hare. How many? 4 names. I'm sure you can remember. And you repeat all that. Govinda Hare, Gopal Hare, Nandalal Hare, Shri Krishna Hare.
Govinda Hare, Gopal Hare,
सब गाइए.
Nandalal Hare, Shri Krishna Hare.
अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरम्.
Govinda Hare, Gopal Hare, Nandalal Hare, Shri Krishna Hare.
हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं.
Govinda Hare, Gopal Hare, Nandalal Hare, Shri Krishna Hare.
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरम्.
Govinda Hare, Gopal Hare, Nandalal Hare, Shri Krishna Hare.
चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं. गोविन्द हरे गोपाल हरे नन्दलाल हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे. वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुरः पाणिर्मधुरा पादौ मधुरा.
Govinda Hare, Gopal Hare, Nandalal Hare, Shri Krishna Hare.
नृत्यं मधुरं नृत्यं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्.
Govinda Hare, Gopal Hare, Nandalal Hare, Shri Krishna Hare.
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं. गोविन्द हरे
Gopal Hare, Nandalal Hare, Shri Krishna Hare.
रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं. गोविन्द हरे
Gopal Hare, Nandalal Hare, Shri Krishna Hare.
करणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरम्.
Govinda Hare, Gopal Hare, Nandalal Hare, Shri Krishna Hare.
वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं. गोविन्द
Hare, Gopal Hare, Nandalal Hare, Shri Krishna Hare.
गुञ्जा मधुरा यमुना मधुरा बीची मधुरा
गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे नंदलाल हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे
सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं मधुराधिपते रखिलं मधुरम्
गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे नंदलाल हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं भोक्तं मधुरम्
गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे नंदलाल हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे
दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरं मधुराधिपते रखिलं मधुरं गोविंद हरे
गोपाल हरे नंदलाल हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा श्रेष्ठिर्मधुरा
गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे नंदलाल हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे
ललितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरं मधुराधिपते रखिलं मधुरम्
गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे नंदलाल हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे
गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे नंदलाल हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे
गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे नंदलाल हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे
गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे नंदलाल हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे
गोविंद हरे गोपाल हरे नंदलाल हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे
बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. This Lord who has only one concern in his heart, that is concern for his devotees, concern for the world, concern for the Srishti, this manifested world. Otherwise, absolutely free from any desire for anything in this world. That Lord gave instruction to the Devatas, and now they ended up at the doors of King Bali, Raja Bali. Now, who is it, Bali? Bali, at that time, when this story is going on, Bali was the king of all the Rakshasas. And the Rakshasas also have a very good organizational structure. In fact, sometimes their organizational structure works better than the Devatas also. Isn't it? So King Bali, Raja Bali, the great Bali you have heard about, from whose name Balidan and so many things have come, na? That Raja Bali, he was their king. He was an Asura also. So they went to him. Now, all the Devatas approached this King Bali. Where? Well, they have their own capital. They have their own place. And then they had taken over Swarga also, so they had their people posted in Swarga also. So now Raja Bali was standing there with all, flanked by all his great big army generals and everybody, you know. All of those fellows with... So they were standing there. Now Ved Vyasji describes. Drishtva rinapyasandha yaptan let me just Drishtva rinapyasan yaptan tan Jatakshobhan Swanayakan Nyashedadyaityarat Shlokya Sindha Vigraha Kalavit Asandhi Vigraha Kalavit. When all the Rakshasas saw, all the Asuras, they saw all the Devatas coming, Drishtvan, Arin, Api, Asamyatan, saw them coming unarmed. Means all the Devatas were coming without arms. So all the Asuras, what? Without arms? Well, two things. No, that is, first thing is strange. Second thing, see, an evil mind is an evil mind. If you see Devatas coming with no ammunition, no artillery, no weapons, right? First of all, it is strange. So you will start thinking, but that is a very strange thing. But the second thing is, the Asuras overlooked the strangeness of it and they thought immediately, let us kill them. Now is a good time to attack. So quickly overlook the strangeness of the situation. Now it is a good time to act. Because their mind is only on attacking. Listen now. Whatever is in your mind constantly, that is what will ensue in the form of action, isn't it? Correct or not? Whatever is in the mind all the time, that is what will ensue as action. That is why they said, that you have to chant the name of Bhagwan when you are dying, right? But if whole life you are not chanting Bhagwan, when you are dying, how you will chant? Because that is not there in the mind. How you will bring it? Whatever is there in the mind. See, one fellow, he heard this, in the last moment when you are dying, you chant the name of God, everything will be fine. He was a shopkeeper. He used to keep a little shop. So he thought this is a very good thing. When I die, I must chant the name of God. I will go to Swarga. Achhi baat hai, bari baat hai. So he named his 3 sons after the Lord. So when I'm dying, they will all be by my bedside. I'll call their name and I'll die. Because Ajam Miller did that. In the same Bhagavad Puran. So what happened? When he was dying, indeed, the 3 sons were standing there. And he put their name Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. So Brahma, you're here? Yes. Vishnu, you're here? Yes. Mahesh, you're here? Yes. All of them, they were standing there. So he's going on calling Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, waiting to die. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, waiting to die. Then a thought struck him. Hey, all 3 of you are here? Who is minding the shop? And he died. Now see, if shop is there your whole life in your mind, when time to die, what you will say? Shop only, isn't it? Are dekho na. HOP is what? MOP is what? BOP is what? HOP is what? When you reach the green light, what do? Yeah, caught everybody now. I just proved my point. Isn't it? Up, you stop. Shop, mop, hop, bop, you must stop. But if that is there in your mind, only that will come out. So if there is only violence in the minds of the Asuras, when they see the Devatas coming, even without weapons, ready to fight, attack. But that is what is there in your mind. Dekho na. Zara. Now it is a good time. So, now when that thought came in, Raja Bali, this Raja Bali is described very nicely here. That is why you see, even among the Asuras, Raja Bali is an adorable person. King Bali is an adorable being if you actually study his life also. Daitya Raja he is called. Daitya Rat. There you see. Shlokya. He is noble. The noble soul, Shloka is described by of great renown. What he told? No, 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 no. Don't attack. Don't fight. Stop. He's described in the next line, Sandhi Vigraha Kala Vit. The description of an asura. An asura gets this description. Sandhi Vigraha Kala Vit. Let me tell you, I'll tell you the meaning of it. But if the asura can get such a great description, why shouldn't we strive for it, you know? He knew in all his wisdom and in all his clarity, he knew when was the time to fight and when was the time to make peace. When is the time to attack and when is it time to have conciliation and negotiation. And he knew that, instinctively he knew. And so he told all the other actors, no, 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 stop. Don't go and attack. You see, the rest of them did not have the wit of King Bali, Raja Bali. Therefore he is king. When we see people in that, see, you may say this and say that about Prime Minister or President or whoever, but I tell you, they only have the wit to be there. The reason why you are not there and they are there is because they have the wit to be there. You may make your complaint and say this and say that, the Prime Minister this and the Prime Minister that, the President this, the President that, but listen, you cannot do what they are doing. They are called as Nisichara. Nisichara means they only go in the night. I mean, they go in the night everywhere. When we are resting nicely, they are up doing something. They go from meeting to meeting, place to place. And the kind of exertion they put out. Tremendous work. There are reasons why they are there and we are here. There are legitimate reasons. So Raja Bali was a very keen intellect, also described here. Te vairocha nivasinam guptam cha sura yutapaihi shriya paramaya jushtam jitasheshamupagatman. Te, the asuras, the devatas, te, this is referring to the devatas of the previous verse. What they did? Vairochanim asinam guptam cha surayu tapaihi. That they approached King Bali. Vairochani is Bali. Vairochani is Bali, means he is the son of Virochana. That's how he gets the name Vairochani. Like Arjuna is called as Kaunteya because he's son of Kunti. Like Vairochani. They approached him. Who was Guptam? He was protected by all the great asuras on all his sides. Like that. And Shriya Paramaya Jushtam. All the asuras possessing great splendor and majesty. All the asuras are being described now. You know what it tells to us? That look, greatness and prosperity and achievement and accomplishment are not only for the good. Everybody in the world could achieve things, isn't it? There were wicked people also there. Achieve. Because the law of karma is, sow you sow, so shall you reap. So let me tell you something. You know, these people who do the evil things, they are more successful than the people who do the good things. You know why? There's logical reason for that. Take the village thief, right? The village thief, the piper. When you are sound sleeping, and you don't want anybody to disturb your sleep. Sound sleeping means what? Sound is coming. That time, that is sound sleeping. When you are sound sleeping and you don't want anybody to disturb your sleep, that time the piper is wide awake. He's sacrificing sleep. He's making a great sacrifice, a sacrifice which you yourself don't want to make. And so the fellow is very successful in his escapades. That man is so successful. We had a security guard in the ashram. The security guards are waiting for him tonight. Waiting for who? The piper. So he parked his bicycle in front the step, and the security guard sitting on the step and waiting for the piper. At the most opportune time, the security guard fell asleep. The piper stole the bicycle too. Thank God the security guard is of no worth. He will steal him also. Means for the piper, he is no worth. So, the kind of exertion and the kind of energy they put out and the kind of work they do, that is why they are successful, because karma has results. So you sow, so shall you reap. I mean, if you put out effort, there has to be some result. So here they are described, the asuras are being described as great accomplished beings, also all of them. With majesty and grandeur in their stature. Because somehow they... See, Ravan, such severe tapas, who wants to do? But a great Rakshasa also goes on. He does. So the tapas is so ghor, he could lift Mount Kailash with Lord Shiva sitting on it. But the effort is put out. So the result has to come. The acquisition of results has nothing to do with good or bad. The acquisition of result has to do with karma. Please pay attention to that. So if a bad fellow also does the karma, he will get the result. The only problem is what he'll do with the result after that. Ravan, with all his powers which he got, what he did with it? Wicked things only, isn't it? But that brought his demise. Anyway, so now they approach this Vairochani, Bali, who was there sitting with all his great warrior asuras standing on all sides. Now, Indra is no less a king than King Bali, Indra is now described in most wonderful words also. Indra knew every art possible. He knew every art possible. And when we go, see, these are mutual enemies going to meet now. And what word will come out first? It is said that the first impression is the only impression. What are you going to say first? Whatever comes out from Indra's mouth now, that will make or break this whole exercise. So what comes out of Indra's mouth? That we'll see tomorrow.